I made a great one for Christmas.
Is this thing on?
I don't know.
Wowza, 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 folks. It's 2022. Should old acquaintance be?
Forgot.
Yeah, but I'll remember it later. It's okay. Welcome to Uncensored Radio Live for our first show for 2022. Feeling brand new, feeling sexy, feeling ready. Aren't you, Jeff?
Yeah, totally. I'm so annoyed. Listen, I was trying to share the show. Okay, I'm busy. I'm doing multiple things here. I got a new setup. I'm really agitated. I don't, what do you want from me? Okay. So I got sick over the break.
Yeah.
I had guests come in. I had Big Red down here. And when she left, I hi, honey, if you're watching. And I messaged her and I was like, ding dong, the fat slob's gone. Yay. Love you, but you can't stay with me ever again. Got sick. So I've been steam cleaning the house and everything. And this washer down here is a fucking nightmare.
She that bad of a guest?
Yes, horrible. Trash the house. The twins were like sucking on the blinds, the doors. I mean, just trashing the place. It was making me bonkers. I can't do it. I can't. Like, you don't leave somebody's house like it was spotless. And what is all this music happening? Does anybody else hear that?
It's me. I'm sorry.
Oh. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, you can't, I walk in and there's like ground up food on the floor. I'm like, who does that? You don't go to somebody's house and have food on their carpet. Like, it's just not what you do. It's not polite. I can't. It's just not for me. I slept in an outbuilding. It wasn't cool. So, but the thing.
In an outbuilding.
Yeah, I did. I slept out in the office.
Like Mary and Joseph.
Yeah, I did. There was no room at the end. Like, I gave up my bed for this big bitch. You know what I'm saying? But I had to get a new. I didn't let them. I didn't let them use my good sheets. You know what I mean? I went and got shitty sheets from the neighbors, put them on, and then put an extra mattress pad on. A mattress protector. Put two on.
Protector, yeah.
Yeah, and threw the one out.
Body fluid. You don't want it seeping into your mattress.
I don't care if she knows I'm a bitch. She's always like, you're an arse. She knows I like to pick up.
Is this the same one? No more ice pops. That's her, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
So I'm trying to do laundry, right? And this fucking washing machine is like a True Balance and it's junk. I highly recommend if you have one to take it outside and set it on fire. Because all I had in it was my little handy dandy Norwex cloths. I love them, okay? They're just these little, and they soak up so much water. You can buy them from my little site. I'll hook you up with a link if you're interested. They're wonderful. I love them, okay? Norwex. Yeah. And so it's just these, like 10 of them and a couple little bigger ones. And the damn thing kept going unbalanced. So when it goes unbalanced, it refills the tub, okay? It did this 4 times. And then it's like, oh, you got to throw things around in it. What am I going to throw around? There's nothing to throw around. 4 times, and it's sitting under there now. Still, 4 times later, 4 hours. I started this at 3:00 this afternoon, and the washing machine's still not done. It ain't done the spin cycle. I'm just done with this washing machine.
It you to take the shit out and drain it and start again.
It just this is the problem with this True Balance. It can have nothing in it, and it will go unbalanced. That's
I think
the
you
problem.
Need a washboard. Jeffrey, you just need a washboard.
No, I told my aunt. I text my aunt. I said, bitch, if you come back to work after I'm done being sick, because she's not even working in her office. She's working at home to be on the
No,
safe
Vera's
side.
feeling it. We have a whole new dance now for doing the washboard.
I feel like you should go down by the river and beat your stuff on a rock.
It's just like everything else in your life, unbalanced and unstable. So whatever.
It seems to be a theme for you tonight, Jeffrey.
It certainly does.
Yes, like the internet connection told me it was unstable. Yeah.
No, the internet connection was confirming that you're unstable, my love.
Yes.
Speaking of unstable, how are you, Vera?
Fuck you all.
The new
Take it,
graphics
bitch.
make me feel like I fell asleep and just woke up and 40 years have passed.
Hey, yeah. We've rebranded a little bit, guys, for the new year. We're going 80s, 90s spectacular. We have to show you what Miss Vera looked like in the 80s. Are you ready
Oh,
for this
yeah.
shit?
I'm so hot for Vera.
Look at Vera.
Oh,
Look at
Vera.
Vera.
I love it. It's perfect.
Vera
I
looks
love
like
it.
she should have been in. What was that group? You're taking me. Point of No Return. What was that? What was the group name?
I don't know, but
I
Vera,
don't know.
you're repping that style, girl.
I want
I
you
want
to
a
bring it
poster
back.
of that. I want a poster of that.
I know.
want
It
you to
looks
bring it
like
back.
Vera's album cover, doesn't it?
I'm putting that on a canvas, Vera.
Oh,
Vera.
Last Christmas, I gave Vera my heart.
Expose.
Expose. That is
There we
it. Thank you,
Expose.
Katie.
Thank you, Spotify.
Now, before we go any further, we do have to send out a little bit of love to one of our very, very, very long time listeners / viewers. Isn't that right, Jeff? You with me, girl?
Yes.
He has
Oh, yes. Lashana Brooks, her mom passed away over the holidays. So just want to say we
Lashana.
love you. She's doing better
love
after the
you.
funeral. Her mom was a nurse for years. Sadly, an asthma attack was the culprit. So we're sending all the love. We love you. Thanks for listening. And
We're
we
sorry, Lashana.
That's
Hope-
awful. I'm so sorry.
Hopefully, you get a bit of a smile out of today's show anyway.
yeah.
Katie, come on, you got to lift the mood.
Good luck with that.
My
Oh,
pussy
did you say that out
ran
loud?
into my ankle.
Your pussy just ran into your ankle? Wow.
Yeah, the fat one.
The fat lip.
Can you believe it with a fat lip?
So I've been off this week, and you know what? The kids chose this week to be sick, both of them at the same time. It's never going to happen again. I was just like, wow, how could I get so fucking lucky with that kind of timing? And then tomorrow's a snow day. So it's like,
How do they know tomorrow's a snow day? We haven't had snow yet.
I don't know. That's not my choice. That's the superintendent's choice. But I got
They
a
just
call
mean
saying,
they mean they're cancelling school
Well,
so the teachers can
It's
do an
something
epic amount
Katie's
of
not going to
flow
dispute,
tomorrow.
right?
nope, not going to fight it. The concern was that they were not going to have enough staff. And then they're like, well, you know what? The weather's supposed to suck anyway. So how about a snow day? I'm like, game on. Let's do it.
That is a very
Game on,
creative way
Knowles.
of like twisting the whole COVID conversation, right?
Certainly is.
We're just gonna blame
Game
it on the
on
weather.
moles. Our biggest mole. How are you today, babes?
Oh, I'm good, Bubs. Look, I'm still in that whole process of moving, so it's gross. That's why I'm doing this from my phone today with my ring light. Everything's
new
getting
house?
set up. It's just yeah. So I'm sort of in the new house, like, but I put up an old picture.
And you didn't wait. You're on the phone. You're going to take us for a tour before the show's over, right?
No, because everything I own is in
Still
bags
unpacking,
right now.
Jeffrey.
Like I
Yes,
literally have.
We want to see it. We want to see your mess.
I'm putting together a TV cabinet right now, and it's like sitting on the,
Yes.
and it's like it's a flat pack, so it's so gross, and it's just
We
like
wanna
bits
see
and
it.
A little
pieces.
IKEA TV
Yeah,
cabinet.
well, similar to IKEA. It was actually worse than IKEA. I'm not even going to go there. No. Move on, quick.
Walmart.
Move on.
Next
All right,
one.
we'll move on
Next
to Brooke. How are you today, darling?
Oh, I'm good. I'm my usual exhausted self, but you know, it's fun. I had a
Clapped out,
break.
trapped out.
Guys, I actually went away and I did absolutely nothing but watch movies. My kids managed a 3-hour game of Monopoly without killing each other. I was
Wow.
very, very proud of them. I didn't actually witness it. I was napping.
For 3 whole hours.
That's quality nap time.
But I have a very well trained husband who kept them well away from me.
Very good.
It's lucky.
Yes. Happy New Year. Ended my year with ghost hunting. And it was amazing. It was amazing. Good.
And look, we haven't scared her off. Kelly's back. Hey, Kelly.
Hey,
Hello.
Kelly.
How are you guys?
We're good.
We're great,
surprised.
Kels.
You came back.
This-
You came back. I'm very
This-
impressed.
This is a super big day for me.
What's happening, Kelly?
Continue.
We are finally out of isolation.
Oh, you're in the free world again.
We are like, oh my gosh, we were so stereotypical COVID family. So, yeah, day after Christmas, high fevers, miserableness everywhere. I don't even know what day it is, except I think 10 days have passed and we're allowed to buy groceries again.
Yeah,
So,
So-
did you guys
I
actually
know.
go and get tested, or do you just assume
Yeah.
now?
No, we did. And it was, I don't want to, this is not to like make fun of anything COVID, I swear. But it was comical because literally we're sitting at Christmas dinner, which was super small, very few family members. And my sister-in-law is regaling the night before when they met with like 100 people.
Ugh.
And I just go, oh shit, it's coming. The COVID is coming. Like I was like,
On its
enjoy your
way.
meal now, folks, because here it goes.
Mhm.
And swear to God, as soon as we
Yeah,
got
it was
home,
like me and Big Red.
it was like
Mhm.
instantaneous. The poor kids, they had the 104 fevers for like 4 days straight. We did get them tested. It was like my son was the saddest, sweetest little sack I've ever seen. I drag him to the doctor's office. And he's just like this feverish lump. He's like, no, don't put anything up my nose. No, don't do it.
Oh,
It was
honey.
like, I'm like, baby doll, we gotta do
Poor
this. You know, we
B.
just gotta get it done. Yeah, B was the saddest little sack. I felt so bad. He slept for 4 days. But you know, siblings. So okay, a little funny. So he slept for 4 days, and Anna had insomnia.
Oh.
Right.
I feel that.
They can't go anywhere. What are they going to do? Just let them ruin the house.
Oh
It's
my
fine.
God, it was horrible. So the poor girl was like, she's feverish, she's delirious, she's miserable, and 10, right? And she can't sleep. I'm like, just take another melatonin. Please, mama's got to sleep. Take another melatonin.
Kelly,
So
Take
just
all the
hook her
melatonin,
up
girl.
with Golden Girls on the iPad. She'll be fine.
Well, look. Before we get to, should we do it? Should we just jump into this
We
week's
can
hot
do it.
topics because we
you
need to?
should. You
We've
should.
already broached one. Here we go, guys. Close your eyes.
Hot load of hot topics.
Ooh, icky. I mean, come on. The biggest news of the last week and the most depressing news of the last week. R.I.P.
Oh.
Miss Betty White. I mean, that's some bullshit right there.
So sad.
That is, I know, like.
You know,
Oh.
Let's start
I
with
was-
Katie McCarthy. How do you feel about Betty White passing?
I feel like she took a hit for us. She dragged 2021 down into hell with her. She's just like, fuck this. You're coming with me. She did it because she loved us, and that's all I can say is that she took a hit for us, and I appreciate it. Betty White, I'll never forget you. I love you, bitch.
And of course, we had to go through the whole thing. Oh my God, she had her booster shot and then she died 2 days later. She didn't actually receive the shot. That was a pre-programmed message on social media that she was going to have her booster shot. She died.
Did they get all the anti-vaxxers all wet?
Yes,
Oh,
of course
yeah.
it did.
Oh my
Of
God.
course it did.
Oh yeah, must have
It
sent
killed
them just
Betty
wild.
White.
Our
But she's
liberties.
She was 99 years old. And, like, what are legends? I mean,
My sister said to me, she said, oh, what'd she die of? And I looked at her and I went, syphilis. She went, really?
yeah.
But yeah, why not? I mean, what a way to go.
Too much vodka and hot dogs for her.
Well, the thing,
I
I,
would-
mean, aren't you guys glad that she died New Year's Eve instead of New Year? Like, wouldn't you rather have her die in 2021 than the first day of the new year?
She died 2022 here, bitch.
Just wishing she
Oh.
The news that Australia woke up to, and she, and
Yeah.
like to our media's credit, it was New Year's Day, and she was first topic on every news broadcast I watched. That just speaks about how loved she is worldwide.
Well, she was a
We didn't
screen
leave with New
legend. She
Year's.
really was.
Mhm.
And you know, Golden Girls really captured that whole, because it was an era when I remember like there was not a lot of older women on television. There was
Well,
not
there
like it was
wasn't-
all that. It
And
just
if
wasn't
they were,
happening.
They certainly weren't sexual.
Yeah,
you know?
it was just
It
all about
allowed older
like
women to be sexual, to be bitchy, to be catty, to be fashionable, to be alive.
and we got
you know?
graced with Blanche, with Sophia, we got Dorothy,
Listen,
and then little old Rose.
my
And I think
favorite is Oh, you must be Blanche's daughter, the model. What does she model? Car covers?
I mean, do we all agree that Jeffrey's a Blanche?
But I still think Jeffrey's
No.
Jeffrey's
Luke
Sophia.
is Blanche.
Jeffrey
Luke is
Sophia.
Blanche. Yeah.
Jeffrey's Sophia.
Oh, fine.
Jeffrey's Sophia. But to limit her career to Golden Girls is so small. She was so good on Mary Tyler Moore.
Yes.
Amen.
Sue
There's
Nivens,
so
she
many.
She was
a
amazing in
Yeah.
WWE. The amount of times that woman was on WWE and kicked ass was amazing.
But what
Betty.
about
Let
what
me
about
tell you.
what about Lake Placid? If I had a dick, this is where I'd tell you to suck it. Like, come on, Betty.
You know, this is
That's
one
right,
of the
that
things
movie.
that I read. It was yesterday or the day before, and I think it really sums it up well when it says when you're 99 years old and the world thinks that you were taken too soon, that's a
Yeah.
legacy. And that woman
Yeah.
will absolutely live on with everyone forever. And I absolutely adore that.
She
And I
was
know
a
it's
little
not
bit of a
from-
racist, though.
No, she was
Because
not.
of shit,
You
she was
don't
funny as
remember
fuck.
bringing down the house? She looked over to what the neighbor. She's like, I thought I heard Negro.
Yeah, Jeffrey.
Yeah, she played a character,
That's a line
Jeffrey.
in a movie.
Oh.
And on top of that,
in the 60s,
Betty-
and she
Yeah.
had Arthur Duncan.
She
on
fought
her
for the
show,
dancer.
And
Yes.
she
yeah.
fought for him to be on her show,
Yes,
and she said,
she did.
"Cancel me. I don't care."
She did.
And she
And
invited
I
him
know
on
that not
more.
a lot of people liked it or watched it, but if you haven't seen Hot in Cleveland, she is fucking hilarious in that show.
Yeah.
She's such a nasty old bitch, and it's just like,
That was actually why I watched it, was because she was in
Yeah.
it.
I mean,
Yeah.
my grandma just passed away this past August at 98, and no one is talking about her like this.
Is that Grandma Sperduti?
No, that was Grandma Coyle. Grandma Sperduti went in 2010.
Yeah, I thought she'd passed before.
Yeah,
She used to be my neighbor.
Yep. Vera lives next to my
Vera.
grandmother's old house.
Well, I just saw,
Wherever
you know what?
got
If we're gonna do this, Katie, I just saw that mine died 2 years ago yesterday.
I'm
And
just
when she
saying,
died, I put one on Facebook. I was like, another one bites the dust. Catch you on the flip side, Grandma.
just like she was 98,
Oh.
and no one was like, "Oh, it was too soon. It was too soon."
I
They're
didn't
like,
like her.
"Finally."
did you guys see the sketch they did? It was on the set of The Proposal, and it was Ryan Reynolds and Betty White,
Oh,
and she was treating him like shit and treating him like he's an assistant. He's like, "No, I'm just playing an assistant. I'm not an assistant." And she's like, "Well, you're a terrible one." And and this big fight breaks out between the two of them. Then Sandra Bullock comes along, and she's like going off at Ryan. She's like, "You're no one, okay? No one cares who you are. Betty White's a living legend." She's like, "People know who I am. I'm Sandra Bullock. Who are you?" Like, it was great. It was the best
I'm gonna
sketch
look
ever.
that up now.
It
That sounds
is very
hilarious.
reassuring to see that the 100th birthday special will still go ahead. It's still going to be in cinemas.
I mean,
We'll just see
technically, she
more of
was 100.
Yeah,
we're
it's
just
gonna be
give it to
more
her.
yeah.
in
I was
memoriam.
disappointed
Give it to her.
she didn't make the 17 days.
Yeah, her
No.
her
But she
hometown
was.
has declared January 17th Betty White Day and will be from now on. So
It should be a national holiday.
it should be a national. I feel like it
Wait,
should be a
is it?
national holiday.
What day's Martin Luther King Day?
The 17th. It's
Oh,
gonna start a shit show.
yeah. Oh, shit.
What,
Yeah,
can't we
especially
share?
Betty White.
Can't we share?
You know what's going to get more attention, right?
Can't we
Yeah.
share? Oh,
I feel like MLK would like to share. it
Well,
with
do you
us.
guys remember it? I think it was the 1995 Music MTV Awards that her, Estelle Getty, and Rue McClanahan
Flanahan.
dressed up as the characters from Clueless, and they did a spoofs of it. And Betty White played Dion, and she had
No, I need to see this.
she had a wig of the braids on, and
Oh my goodness.
Estelle Getty was Cher. And they do this scene where they're walking down the hallway, and she's like, "My dad's gonna go ballistic on me. I gotta see. I choked in debate." It was great.
oh my God.
And then, of course, Rue McClanahan was Ty.
Classic cuteness. Classic cute. Oh, poor Ty. Speaking of someone who we don't feel sorry for, Vera, this is your girl. You've got to be like frothing about this, right?
Is this little Jesus?
Little
Oh, no.
Marjorie Taylor Greene has been officially banned from Twitter
Her right.
forever.
Never.
Her right.
Forever.
Marjorie
Well-
Trader Green.
Oh,
Bye,
Go on, Vera.
Felicia.
Tell us how you feel, girl.
I wish we could ban her from the planet. She is such filth. I can't stand that twat. Oh my god. And
But what is
I
she,
thought you'd
Vera?
have more venom, Vera. I thought you'd have more venom. for
Yeah, I
us.
thought there was going to be a C-bomb.
I'm trying to be
Punch.
kind
There
during
you go.
2022. Did you miss
Oh.
my last rant?
She's trying to be
I called her a
kinder.
twat. She's a fucking
I told
twat.
her. She is a twat. So she was actually suspended for misinformation, COVID misinformation. Big
Oh, yeah.
surprise.
Talk of the century.
Huge surprise.
Well, it's getting so old. Like, seriously, people, like, let's get our shit together. Why are we sharing misinformation at this point? Like, just get with the program. Like, stop buying the Kool-Aid. Let's move
There's
on.
one going around
You
here
know?
at the moment. There's one going here at the moment that's like because the health authorities are overwhelmed, which they aren't, but that's okay.
They are
It's obviously
here.
something, and they're like symptoms
They are here
include
too.
dry hair.
Oh, then I've
Kelly,
had COVID for
As a
35
COVID,
years.
as someone who had COVID, Kelly, did you have dry hair?
I have chronically dry hair.
Me too,
Oh.
Kelly.
You know,
I would
I'm not gonna.
love that.
But Jeffrey, I mean, you were there for this. I mean, when Branson was born, weird shit happened to my hair. So I'm just gonna leave it there and say that, having children fucks up your hair.
Can
And your
confirm.
bones and your
Can
teeth
confirm. Can confirm.
and your twat. There's a whole bunch
But
of shit.
sometimes
All the hair
having
fall out.
kids leads
Dare
to
to say
cute
twat.
things too. Look at this.
Again,
How cute
No,
is this?
that is
so
fabulous. It really
That's
is.
adorable.
that
Aw.
is adorable.
Now, for everyone that thinks that Queen Elizabeth is a piss-dribbling old woman who's shaking and shitting in a corner somewhere, she actually had the forethought to reply and send her information about the corgis and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How cute
Because
is
that
That's
family
something
was from
little-
Kentucky.
I want
Yeah.
corgis.
That's something that little girl's going to have forever, and you can go, hey, guess what?
I got a
Dude.
letter
Yeah.
from the Queen.
Yeah.
The cutest thing my
Not
kids did
RuPaul.
today was not sneeze in my face.
Well, that's cute.
That's
The
adorable.
cutest things my kids did today was go into their room with their iPads.
There we go.
It was
no
adorable.
there's no half-naked children running around
Mine-
the McCarthy
mine's in
household
there.
tonight.
Cutest thing my kids did today was
That's
remain
when I disappeared.
non-existent.
Work, Vera. Preach. I feel you. I
We're the
feel
only
you.
two non-breeders here.
Yeah. Everyone else is
No,
so
Jeff
busy.
never bred.
Everyone's so busy.
Well,
Jeff was a dud buck.
Wake up, Jeff.
Is this thing on?
He just
Thing
went,
on.
what? What?
Oh god.
As Jeff
Too
yeah.
many.
I'm sorry. I was listening to Katie Underwood's mantra dreaming in my headphones, and I was just doing a little meditating, which you can go currently get that available on iTunes. Yes, because sometimes I have to just drown out Katie McCarthy. Her voice is like
Where's the
nails on a
CD?
chalkboard.
Where's the CD, Rick?
I don't have it actually because I was too
Spotify.
busy getting this set up.
No, I was gonna say, as Jeff affectionately says, when I say "fuck them kids," I mean "fuck them kids."
And whoever don't like it.
Oh, sorry, missed the very important
All
part.
We've got a few feel-good stories this week, which makes
Oh.
me feel a bit weird and funny. We'll talk about this one because I think it's a nice feel-good story. So there is brand new laws have come into place in San Diego and various parts of California about
Oh,
food
yeah, this is great.
wastage and the food wastage and food recycling. Now, I didn't realize that you guys weren't like. Here in Australia, recycling is kind of mandatory. Like we have our green waste bins, we have our hard waste bins,
And it
we have
is in New York.
recycling
It's
bins.
not where Jeff is.
I mean, we're
That just
supposed
looks
No.
like my
to, that doesn't
compost
mean they
pile,
do
by the
it.
way, Steve. Steve, that was my compost pile. But
Okay, that's the food you threw out from COVID, isn't it, Kel?
Sorry.
But I think it's
We recycle.
they have to now donate all food that is still viable. Viable,
Amen to
I
that.
guess.
Right?
They should have been
Amen
doing
to
this
that.
a long time ago.
Yeah.
They
This should
should
have
have
been.
been. So, as somebody who's worked with a charity that does feed the less fortunate here in Australia, I know that every single item of food that's donated here. So there are food banks that you can go to weekly if you're a charity, and even if you don't have enough money, where Coles and Woolworths, which are the major supermarkets here, donate to. And I just think that this story is absolutely amazing, and it's about time that the US caught up. Just saying.
No, I get you.
Just saying, guys.
So,
You're
let me
only as
jump in on
strong
this
as your
a little bit.
weakest link.
Yeah,
I mean, the
Brooke,
whole
that's-
country is our weakest link, but anyways.
No, that's a
Yeah.
really great point. But
Yeah.
one of the other things that so my family had several people employed in the food chain, and one of the things that always drove my uncle crazy was that he worked for one of the major supermarkets that would dispose of all the meats after a certain date. And they started giving them to another store that my parents shop at all the time at like 80% discount. Okay, so we're talking about steaks, chicken, whatever. And he's like, they literally just backed a truck up from one store to the other and resold it at 80% discount. So it kind of ties into the when is food really bad? You know, we put artificial dates on things, and they had this crazy markup on the cost of so much food. Why? Oh,
Jeffrey was nearly
Steve-
killed by
Steve-
something. Sorry.
I don't think it was me talking about meat, was it? I know they get too excited, but really, what was
Talking
that?
about meat. Jeff got a meat boner.
Yay, meat!
That was been a
what
while,
just
Jeff.
happened?
Calm down.
I don't know.
Are you gonna die, girl?
There is a
What
local
was
food
that?
chain that really does toss everything out in one day. But there's also a local food chain here in central New York that would donate tons of food. When I worked for the ARC and when my mom lived in congregate living, they had bread and all sorts of donated goods that they could take off a table and, you know, just
So
for the
Vera-
elderly and the special needs.
Vera, can I ask you a question about that? Because I thought one of the things hamstringing us from doing that was like public health policy.
You know what? I don't think that the supermarket ever went through public health. I think the guy just showed up and
Which
said,
is probably
"You
a
guys
good
need any
thing.
bread?" And he gave us a big tray of bread.
Like Katie, Vera, we live in New York State, right? Like
Yeah.
we know how
Yeah.
restrictive. Like it's kind of one of those things. Don't ask, don't tell, because you're better
Yeah,
off
I mean, it
just doing
probably
the.
definitely was a don't ask, don't tell,
Yeah.
because it literally was one guy showing up saying, you
Yeah.
know,
Did
I'll
this
take
did this food chain rhyme with Schmegman's?
no.
Oh
no.
They're not going to
No,
donate
Schmidt's
anything.
is one of the ones
Look at
that will
Jeffrey.
throw it out
Sorry,
in 24 hours.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's
damn.
kind of my point, is that I think they're one of the frustrating things about living in New York State is there are regulations against what you can do with your food,
Yes.
which is super annoying and frustrating
Yes.
because so many people would benefit from it. But I think we have legal impediments to doing that.
There is a woman who has a YouTube channel, and I, for the life of me, can't think of the name of it, but she dumpster dives and brings it to
Yeah.
people all the time.
pretty sure
You know,
there's like
Which
a
you go to jail for that, and it's insane to me. Like this shouldn't even
Yeah.
have. Like, I mean, the grocery store should have just done it. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, if the stuff isn't sold, they should just be taking it to the food pantry or the soup kitchen. Like, it's insane to me that.
Jeffrey, you're right, but it's New York State, and you lived here for how many years? And you
Right,
don't
but I'm
know-
saying if they have meat that's it's sell by whatever today is, they could still go take it to the food pantry because it's just
They
sell
can,
by.
they
They could
could.
freeze it.
Right, no, they
Yeah.
could and they should, but New York State is so litigious, right?
Yeah, but
They
I
do
don't think
everything-
if it's expired, it's different. But if they're taking it the day, you know what I mean, at the end of business where they would have to then get rid of it,
Well,
they
and-
could take
and
it to the
also
soup kitchen to freeze it.
I know.
I was
Steve,
gonna
like
say.
we're off topic, but who defines the sell by date? I'm sorry,
Right,
Steve. I
right.
apologize, but
No,
no,
it's all
I mean
good.
that's a
This is
whole
what
other
the show's about.
tirade of like what happened, like the artificial, like my food is no longer good because somebody had to
Right.
put a date on it, right?
Why does yogurt
Tell that to the
expire?
starving person, right? You know.
Why does yogurt expire? If it's not moldy, you can eat it.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
and
keep
cheese
my
too,
yogurt at
just
least
scrape
like
it off.
7 days after the
Okay.
best by date.
Can I share a little something embarrassing that I pulled yesterday? So, I got sick for New Year's. So I bought a turkey for New Year's and I sent picture that's so I took it, I bought it the Sunday before New Year's, right? So I threw it in the refrigerator. I didn't think nothing of it. I go and I'm like, it's been in the refrigerators since.
It was bad.
Oh,
No,
Jeffrey.
no, it smelled fine. Whatever. I cooked it yesterday. Everybody's like, "What are you doing? You're only supposed to have it in the refrigerator for a day or two after it thaws." And I was like, "Well, every time I pull a turkey out to thaw for Thanksgiving, it's never thawed in time."
As
It
long
was
as you
fine.
cook it, as long as you cook it to the appropriate temperature.
I
you're
did,
fine.
but I was
What?
Jeffrey, defraud is not a word. It's called defraud.
Yeah.
whatever. Leave me alone, bitch. So listen,
You
but either way,
don't want to do it the other way around because I ate turkey.
was so panicked. I didn't eat any turkey, but I let Aiden eat all the turkey he wanted, and we just threw it in a garbage bag right after we ate
I'm not
both
gonna eat it, but I'm
turkey
gonna feed
legs,
my
ate
kids
the wings.
this.
I don't know what not to do as a
It
parent
smelled
tonight.
Yeah,
All right.
you're
Speaking of things past their
welcome.
expiry,
They didn't have any
guys.
diarrhea. It was fine.
This is pertinent information we needed to know. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The blackberry is
that's the
officially
blackberry,
extinct.
yes.
I never had
Officially
a blackberry.
extinct as of 3 days ago. Blackberries no longer work. Now,
But why?
I got a question here because I had a BlackBerry that I adored. I love my BlackBerry. I
Did
can
you
make that
adore
fucking
it?
thing sing. And they stopped servicing it. For non-commercial use. I haven't had a BlackBerry in like 10 years.
the operating
so-
systems officially stopped servicing as of the 4th of January 2022. So it will
Steve-
turn on, and that's about it, apparently.
So, Steve, can we do a straw poll? Who's old enough to have actually had a BlackBerry? Vera and I, apparently.
I'm old enough to have had one, but I never did.
I had one
never
forever.
They weren't really a thing here in Australia.
No,
Do you know what
We had
was?
Motorola.
Do you know what was a thing here? And I thought I was the hottest shit when I got mine.
Oh, what's that?
My hip top.
What?
Do you guys have one of those?
No, those
The
sound like
Motorola
shoes.
flip top.
Are those shoes?
Yeah, the ones that had a
Slide.
screen and it flipped up.
Yep.
Oh, I think they were like the Voyager over here, right?
Yeah, something like that. And some of
Yeah,
them spun
I
up
loved
and
that,
some of them
yeah.
slid
Oh,
up.
I had one of those.
Yeah.
It was like super thin. Juke. It was called the Juke. The Juke.
Oh yeah, that was the smaller
You know,
one.
see, Katie, you're still being a baby here. Like, I mean, in age, not in intellect. By any means. I'm just saying. So, like, Vera and I would remember, like, actually, I first realized that we became addicted to screens with my BlackBerry because
Yes.
of the little bzzz it would make. And I'm like, I have a new message. I have to check it.
Right.
Listen,
this
I
was
remember
before-
people going, "Send me your BBM." I'm like, "What the fuck is a BBM?"
What is
No.
a
Big
BBM?
black mutt.
What is it?
BlackBerry.
Isn't that what it is for the
I mean,
BlackBerry?
you could, yeah.
BBM?
mm,
Did I get it right? I screwed it up, didn't I? I sure
you're
did,
so
didn't I?
young and cute. But
You're half right.
I'm just
BBM.
saying, the BlackBerry was my first realization in life that I was addicted to a screen. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Oh God,
My
you
phone
lost
was
Steve.
BlackBerry was
Who's
a
gonna press the
flip phone.
buttons? Who's pressing the buttons? We're unsupervised. Oh my God.
Sorry, Steve.
Okay,
I
so
know.
what was
No,
that
I
code
made myself-
called? What was
I
that
made
code
myself
called?
laugh a little bit. Sorry, I just had
And what
verbal
was it called?
diarrhea.
So I can, set myself straight.
What? The
Too late,
SMS?
babes.
What? Is that what
I
it
think you kind of made it up, and I'm not really sure what that is, Katie.
was? I swear to God, they had like this code or something like that.
It was an SMS, and it was similar
I'm looking this up because I'm not. Hold on.
I can't handle
Oh,
this
Jeff
bitch.
got COVID. Jeff
I
got
didn't
COVID.
have.
I mean, I am
I
out of
didn't
my
have
mind,
one of
but I'm
those
not out of
things.
my mind. Hold on.
Should
I'm
we
looking
go?
this up.
Look, I've got a really bad segue, but it's 2022. We might as well. Speaking of things that are big and black, Jason Derulo.
No, he didn't. Oh god.
That was a
Jason
terrible segue.
Derulo punched people out because they called him Usher.
They were chasing him down the hall screaming, "Fuck you, Usher! You suck, Usher!"
Okay.
I mean,
I would have punched him too.
I would have
The
been.
reason for my segue is I just wanted to show this picture
Yes.
Well, look.
Jesus.
and a closer look at this picture.
That is a BBM right there.
Oh.
Wow.
We spent
It's
last
actually
week,
not that
talking-
big.
We spent last week talking about
Jeffrey.
Jared Leto, so I thought we'd be equal
Wow.
opportunity
Oh,
here at Uncensored
and by the
Radio.
way, Kelly, BBM was the BlackBerry Messenger, and I did not make it up. Boom.
This
Oh.
bitch.
I am okay. Good.
Ooh.
Good.
Kelly,
Good.
are you starting to understand my issues with this bitch?
It's all love, Jeffrey. It's all love.
Yeah, love like a fucking
But,
ass word.
You make me feel like
What
I'm
if
crazy, and I'm
I would
not
not
crazy.
pick I would not pick Jason Derulo for the violent type.
Well,
I
they were
don't
chasing
blame
him
him,
down
though.
the hallway saying, fuck you, Usher.
I was going to say, he had a group of people antagonizing him. What was he going to
Well,
do?
now, like, how
At the end of
racist
the
is
day-
that? Like, all black people look alike, so I'm gonna call him Usher and be like, "Fuck you, Usher."
Pretty
Come
much.
on.
Yeah.
What's that one
I don't know
song
if
he
there's
does?
an in-joke there or like it's an
Meanwhile-
insult for some
meanwhile-
reason.
Where is Usher in
Where
real
he's-
life?
He's jumping in the cab and he's like rushing over that Jason Derulo song where he's like, "Up in the cab, I want your body now." Oh yeah,
That's Jason Derulo, though. That's not Usher.
Right, but that's what I'm
See the
saying. Like he's
confusion?
got a good. I'm
It's
saying
Jason
I know it's
Derulo's
Jason,
good
but this is a good song.
Yeah,
And you can't forget his name because he sings it at the start of every song.
Yeah.
Jason Derulo, but Usher does it too. He goes, Usher.
I feel like we should Usher.
Yay.
Yeah, but
It's
no,
like
I don't
Usher
blame
too,
the guy.
isn't
Hey, if you had a group of people like more or less antagonizing you and chasing you and
But
intimidating
where's
you,
his security?
good on him for being able
Where's
to
his
just punch the
security?
shit out of him.
I'd punch someone if they thought I was Usher too. Fuck them.
Sucks, so
I don't
I'm
know.
sure he's
I'd
a
be,
bit of a
if somebody thought I was Usher, I'd be charging $50 for autographs. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna capitalize.
After everything
If
he put
someone
poor
thought I
Chili
was
through,
Usher, I'd
he
punch
deserves it. He deserves a punch.
I'd be like,
Throat.
Oh, I
Let
was
it burn!
tonight, speaking of beatings.
You gotta make money where you can,
"This
right?
honey.
Because
I won't ever miss the opportunity to make
unless you're gonna be
$5.
like this poor bitch.
Oh,
Who is this? Who's
Now,
this?
this is one of
I know who she
the
is. She was on 90 Day Fiance.
one of the entrepreneurs of 90 Day Fiance who was selling her farts and had made in a jar and made over $50,000, but was forced to stop due to medical issues.
She thought she was having a heart attack.
She
It
thought
was
she was
just
having
gas.
a heart attack because she had gas. She thought the statement that she brought out, it's so amazing. Where she was rushed to hospital with chest pains and feared she was symptoms of a heart attack after undergoing battery tests, including blood work and an EKG. Maddo was told that her pain was a result of steady diet of gas-inducing beans and eggs. I thought I was having a stroke, and these were my final moments. I was overdoing it.
I mean, I've been there, girl, but I'm not profiting off it.
I've not been on the show that long, and can I please point out that this is the second time we have had a chat about ladies selling farts in jars. Now, how do I get involved in this type of thing? Because look, I no one in my household appreciates it, but if somebody wants to fucking pay me, I'm all in.
Me too.
Seriously.
So
I-
Brooke, when do we start the channel? Because I could
to
let
make
him
a
rip with the
dollar.
best of them.
Listen, ladies, I got this. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start a page. We're gonna use Katrina's photos.
You
And
bet.
uncensored
You
fart.
guys are gonna fart in a jar, and I'm gonna sell it as Katrina's farts.
What? Wait, are we not
But
good
what
enough to sell our own farts? I'm
Bitch,
sorry.
No.
I
I
would
think
buy
Brooke and
a
I are
fart from
having
I wouldn't buy a fart from me,
You
but I
too,
would
Kelly.
buy a fart from Katrina.
Well, it would smell like roses.
Wait, I have a legitimate question here.
Sure.
If you live in a house with more than one person and someone lets it rip, do you know who the author was based
Yes.
on the sound?
Yes.
Oh, the sound?
Yeah, the sound. Is it distinctive?
I don't know the sound. I don't know.
I
Smell.
only- I know the
No, no.
sound and the smell only because, big person, little person. That's about it.
No, but you do know, right, Katie? You know.
Oh, I could absolutely tell you if they were all in the other room and someone farted, I could be like, Kyle, what the fuck? Or Grayson, what are you doing?
Right. What
I
just
would-
happened now? Do you need to check your pants?
Yeah, pretty much. Or,
I'm
Arlo,
just saying.
you okay
I
there?
apologize for the
I
going
love
off
it
on the
when-
That's
nails.
okay. We're gonna
My-
take it on another left swing because there's a whole
Oh, boy.
village of people that need to check their pants because there's a
Oh.
small British village that has been attacked by violent killer squirrels.
I
Oh,
always knew those little
my
shits were up to something.
God. So when I was
Little
living in
sons of
Rochester,
bitches.
they had like these blonde squirrels, and they were the meanest little fuckers. I mean, they'd run right up to
generally
you
are.
and just like go for your ankles. They're just mean little fuckers.
Do you know what
Best
I
you
love
had
though,
black
guys?
girls.
Have you guys ever been down near Port Authority in New York City? And there's
Yeah.
like there's like thousands of the little fuckers. And there used to be a guy down there that like fed them and they climbed up him and all that kind of stuff. And like they do tricks. I'm like, I just once want them to just turn and have like a Cujo moment
And
in front of
walk
all the
in.
tourists,
Oh
in front of
my
all the
God.
tourists. Like,
You are
Would be great.
evil.
I'm
I'm
like, I
sorry.
wonder if we could bribe some of them. Could we go
I
there
know.
and try? Like,
Yeah. Nuts
let's
on
throw
crack.
speed at them.
We'll give you
Like,
crack-filled nuts.
That is bad.
Let's throw
Crack-filled
crack at the
nuts.
squirrels and see if they kill them.
And I love it when people try and fuck with animals in general anyway, and they get bitten and stuff. Nothing tickles. Like when people go up to kangaroos, they're like, "Oh, look at this!" They get the shit kicked out of them.
I
Nothing-
love those.
All those
Love
T-Well
those videos
workers
of-
who were killed by the orca.
Yeah.
I missed that by a day. What
Are
was
you
its name?
really bragging about that?
What was its name? Kamiki or whatever it was.
Oh,
Kamiki Wowo or something sad fin. Sad fin.
yeah.
Flock of seagulls fin.
What, did you get there a day after he killed everyone? What?
Like literally 2 days after we
killed by
left,
an
he
orca.
attacked one of the
The
handlers,
lady
dragged
died.
her underwater. She
Yeah.
didn't die though.
Yikes.
The one chick
He
did.
did kill people.
I mean, here I was just
I
going to
know.
talk about the kangaroo punching the guy video, and you're talking about a killer whale killing a trainer.
Killer
Oh my
whales.
God.
Listen, they offered me that position, but I don't like fish.
If
Wait,
it was a
the-
dick,
oh,
if it was a
oh.
dick face, Jeff would be there going.
Wow, that one went right over my head. Like, oh, he made a fat joke.
That's Jeffrey's mating call. Seagull. How you doing? You want to come over to my place for some spaghetti? Jumping out of the water. I'm having my own fun today, guys. Sorry.
What was?
I'm fun.
I feel like
I'm
this
fun.
could be the show. This
I
could
feel like
be
this
the show.
could be the show.
Happy fucking
Alright.
New Year. You're all cancelled.
Happy fucking New Year. Look, I may be a tyrant, but I am not Bridezilla. Have you guys seen the Bridezilla contract?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm
I
going to
loved
quickly
it.
take you through the Bridezilla contract of 37 clauses to be part of this wedding.
Oh shit.
Anytime now, StreamYard. I will not try to convince the bride to change anything at her wedding. I will not negatively talk about anyone at the wedding. I will not gain more than 3 kilos between now and the wedding. I will wear
Wow.
only black or dark brown hair on the day of the wedding. Highlights may be accepted with prior approval. I cannot wear any lashes the day of the wedding unless professionally installed. I have to attend the bridal shower and bachelorette party, fittings, rehearsals, and wedding. Only time this can be missed is death or jail or pregnancy over 5 months and some sicknesses with a recent doctor's note.
Okay, so I am
Okay,
going
fuck
to
that.
steal a Vera. And who is this twat?
Look, we're not done. We're all right. I will take care of my skin, hair, and nails from now until the wedding. The bride
Are we
will
doing the
choose
whole
my makeup
32?
artist from the day.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just reading some of them. I will agree to wear the dress the bride chooses, regardless of my own opinion, style, or color. I will not wear any extra accessories, items, clothing, or jewelry on the day of the wedding, except my wedding engagement ring. I will not intentionally fall pregnant before the wedding. Pregnancies under 5 months will not be excused for attending wedding events. I will support the bride in everything she chooses.
Okay, we can't read any more of this.
It goes on for another 8
It gets
pages.
better though, Kelly. It,
It
gets
does
way
get-
better.
Look, I'll just flash through them. So, I will not consume more than 7 units of alcohol at any event except the bachelorette party. I will not bring a
I'll
date
not
to the
bring my
wedding.
kids. What the
I
fuck?
will not bring outside people except
I will
kids to
not
any
make
meeting.
any advances towards males in the wedding party. Oh hell
That's
no.
the best part of a wedding party.
Boring.
Right? Hello.
So there's
I
no
know.
alcohol. Okay.
I will be happy and positive
I
at
will
all
not date anyone in
times.
the wedding party. Yes.
Well, I'm out.
I will not intend to
I love
outdo
this
the
one.
bride.
I feel like this one should be a prerequisite for Uncensored Radio. I will not grow sensitive and angry with the bride because I understand that she has a
Fucking
bossy
out.
attitude.
So I was gonna say, I'm
Oh.
not
She's
angry with
no,
Jeffrey because I
because she's
understand
a
he's a bitch
fucking
with a bad
twat.
attitude.
I'll not take selfies of my bottom.
I understand that I haven't purchased. I have to
Fucking
purchase
everything.
a bachelorette party T-shirt and fund my own trip if it is away.
Steve, you could not have dropped this at the end of the show. Seriously.
No, because I got
we-
better for the end of the show, baby.
Yeah, no, just
Christ.
like
Hold on.
move
Keep
away
going.
from
What's
this.
the
We can
last
do a
set?
whole show.
What's the last set of this? I gotta see it.
There is
no black drawn on eyebrows or thick
Eyebrows.
drawn
no
on.
eyebrows.
Oh, I'm fucked. Sorry. Done.
This one gets me.
No
I live.
glossy
I
colored
live.
lipstick.
I understand that no friendship to the bride is bigger than anyone in her wedding party, and everyone will be treated equally. I understand that I may have to do physical activity at the reception that
I will
requires
not-
practices.
Not drop out of the wedding party for any of the reasons listed above.
Oh my God.
Wow. Okay.
That's why.
Why,
Oh my
why
God.
would
Yeah,
you ever
like-
be
So
friends
this-
with this person? No.
Why? Yes. Why does this person have a?
I will
single-
What
agree
is
to save at least
American?
£40.
What is
No,
American colours?
I will at least £40, $76 a month for expenses for the next 14 months. Now, the
Jesus.
woman that published this was ultra proud of it. She was
I'm
like,
so
"Oh, I had
happy
no
for her."
stress at all. I see a tiny person."
She has no friends.
Bugsy.
There is no wedding party.
No, there was. People
No,
people
not
agreed to
anymore.
this shit.
Like, girl.
People
You're
agreed to this shit. She said it was the
Mm.
most. It was
I will
a
handle
stress-free
this.
wedding. I'm like, dude, I think that everyone thinks you are probably the biggest singer next Tuesday in the universe, right?
Yeah,
What,
no
if
way.
someone handed you that, what would you do?
Laugh at him. Drop
Yeah.
it and
Fuck
walk
off.
away.
Right?
I would not know that person.
I
No.
wouldn't know that. Like, I'm willing to give it like a little leniency because I understand like stress and all that. Like, you're going to be a little.
Katie would be
bitchy.
that person.
I was
But down to
absolutely not that
reproductive
person.
rights, I think is a
Booyah.
bit fucking
Yeah.
much, right?
I worked as a wedding coordinator.
I
And
would
It wasn't
100%.
me.
Every
It was not
single
me.
thing in my life that killed romance for me, it was working as a wedding coordinator. If you're throwing a big fancy fucking wedding, you are a bridezilla. I'm sorry. I know, Brooke, you said you were never a bridezilla. Did you do the
Never.
full-on church wedding though, with the big reception?
No.
See,
No, I
Your
did not.
sister
I did
actually
not.
helped with my wedding, Vera.
I am.
yes.
Look,
Let me tell you what I
if
would
the
do.
opportunity was ever to present itself, I could probably be one.
Oh my
Oh,
God,
you would
Steve
be.
would be
You
such
would
a bitch. He'd be
You
the
would
one
be.
with the
Oh,
yes.
contract.
Yeah.
So
Him and Lou.
wait a minute.
Yep.
I gotta ask
Yeah.
a question. I was knocked up in my wedding, and I had a taco bar. So what does that do to that wedding?
You. Good for you.
Shotgun
what I
don't apply, baby. Shotgun don't apply.
Well, I
I
was at when I worked as a wedding coordinator. I worked at the Willard Chapel, and the Willard Chapel is a non-denominational historic building here in town that
And
used
it's
to be part of
beautiful.
a seminary, but now it's just this empty shell
And
of
it's
building.
gorgeous. That's where I
It
got
is
married.
gorgeous. But my experience
Gorgeous.
there was that anybody who was holding their wedding there wanted a big church wedding, but didn't give a shit about God. Sorry, Katie.
I had no
know what?
choice. Okay, so here's the thing. I didn't want a big church wedding. I wanted to elope. Kyle is the bridezilla in this instance
can't
because
like
he
him.
wanted a church wedding. And I said, do I look like I belong in a church, Kyle? Really?
You certainly don't smell like it.
Nope.
Last time
If
I
I
went
was
to church,
given a
I caught
contract like
fire.
that-
God has spoken. I can't
What was
go
that,
back
bro?
to a church.
If I was given a contract like that by a friend who was getting married, I would sign the contract. And then 3 days before her wedding, I would be like, fuck you, I'm out.
Wow.
You just
I don't
fucked the,
care
you just
if it
fucked the
ruined our
groom at the wedding,
friendship.
right? You'd be like,
Well,
whatever.
I'm quite
Fuck the
certain
Like
that
Muriel's
this bride-
wedding. Just get it on the chalk. Oh.
This bride would not ask me to be at her wedding because I would be too unsightly.
Vera, you and I have a lesbian friend. Well, I don't. She's not my friend anymore. It's very dramatic, compulsive liar
Yeah.
that got
And
married
I
to.
wasn't even invited to her wedding.
Oh, you weren't? Well,
No.
so yeah, I was invited, but she wanted me to cater her wedding for her, for free.
With the
Which
sub.
was fine. Which was fine. It was like, okay, no problem. Sure, that'll be your gift, whatever. So, but you know what I mean? If I'm catering a bitch, I'm making your sauce, I'm doing you know
Okay.
Right.
what I mean? We're going to just do Italian stuff. I'll cater for your wedding what I made for mine. Not a problem. Well, then it turned into they want this, that, the other thing. And then, like, I kept getting these phone calls. Are you sure you want to do it? What are you talking about? I said I would do it. Yeah, what's the problem? And then the phone calls just kept coming and coming and coming. And there was something else, and I can't think of what it was right now. But it kept coming to the point. I was like, you know what, bitch? Fuck you. Get somebody else. I hung up and blocked her. And that was it. That was the end of it. She was on her own. And it was pretty close to the wedding. But I'm like, I'm not playing this game with you. Like, I'm not doing this. You're not going to keep calling her. Like, what the fuck? I said I would do it. What's the problem here? But then they wanted all this kind of crazy shit. And I'm like, look, do you have money for this?
So
Right.
Steve,
I don't have
are
money
you
for
taking
tuna
notes?
tartare for 100.
We need a bridezilla
Tuna
episode.
tartare.
I'll do it.
I'll do it. I mean, I'll do
I'll
it.
do it, but I'm gonna need a budget.
I'm just
So we
saying.
gotta find me when we're coming over in October. We might be on the
Oh
hunt.
yes.
Oh yes.
I'll get my Predator heat vision out.
Yeah, we need a bridezilla episode.
Checking out the accounts as I go through.
I mean, I already broke one of those rules for one of my friends' wedding. I was like 7 months pregnant in her wedding. I was
I just give
ball of
birth
fun.
just a spider. Sucked in. Here's my placenta.
Oh my god.
No, don't
Speak-
ever.
Speaking
ever,
of dramatic,
ever.
guys,
No.
on New Year's
No.
Eve, something very dramatic happened on Twitter that not a lot of people are talking about, but
Oh, no.
I showed Jeffrey and he nearly svitzed his bits.
Oh.
This came up
Oh.
on Desperate Housewives' official Twitter page saying desperately anticipating 2022. I feel like we might be seeing the return of some housewives, some real housewives.
By
This
something else,
year.
stop talking to each other.
Yeah,
They
money
need each
talks,
other.
baby.
Yeah.
Money talk.
None of them have really worked in a while. I mean, Eva Longoria is the only one that's been bringing in some cash.
Well,
But
Puffin
maybe.
went to prison.
Selling that
Right.
hair dye. You know,
Terry
they all
Hatcher's
need
always been
they all
crazy.
need a little bit of a bit of a revamp. And that's
Yeah, I mean, it
Yeah,
would be
next-
great if they did. I think they were just posting it to fuck with people. Really, I don't think anything's
Next
gonna-
topic. Mm-mm,
Yeah.
Next
no.
topic.
I never watched that
Jeffrey,
one.
do you have?
Let's go. Do
how
your
you
little
feeling,
promo
girl?
thing. I
You
got the
feeling?
photo.
Jeff-
Yeah, go.
Jeffrey's going to take over this week because we're going to do this week's View from Here. Old graphics.
That is
but
the
we'll work
first
on
time I've ever heard the audio for that. I did not know that it was like clapping. I hate
There
that.
you go.
Just so you know. Okay, kids. So listen, I hate it. I don't like it. I don't care for it. I never heard the audio before on my phone. So listen, a woman who texted her boyfriend to kill himself before his suicide pled guilty to manslaughter. So my question is, are our words responsible for other people's actions?
Is this that Michelle something case?
It's not really about the case. It's not really about the
Oh,
case
okay.
so much.
Let's start with the wisest of us
It's
all.
about our words responsible for other people's actions.
Here I go.
Yeah. Isn't that what the January 6th Commission is about? Somebody's words incited people to commit a crime? Yeah, you can be held responsible for your words. It's a verbal assault. You know? She made him so unhappy and she threatened his happiness, and he followed through.
And encouraged him to do something terrible.
Yeah.
I think when it's someone who's saying that, look, and I understand when people are fighting and stuff, and there's a lot of anger between people say some terrible shit, like they really do. But like,
Last
if someone then-
Christmas, Luke abused his family.
Oh shit!
didn't tell him to kill himself, Bubs. I told him I'd kill them.
That's a normal holiday.
Now I want to hear what Luke has to say.
But I think, like, honestly, yeah, look, it's a fine line because, you know, people say things out of anger, but, you know, if someone's in that really dark, broken place and you're encouraging them, because I know there's been a lot of cases where there's been people that are like, they are sociopathic and narcissistic,
Yeah.
and they've really pushed someone to kill themselves. And it's not just a one-off, oh, go and kill yourself because out of anger. It's a gradual chip.
Yes.
That is insidious, and I think that should be prosecuted. Yeah. Something said out of anger, I don't know. It's a bit grey, but
Well, if you're in a fight and you
Jeffrey's
scream
turkey.
drop dead and they have a heart attack in that moment, no. But
Well,
if
how do you
say,
draw the line? How do you draw the because
the
listen,
world would be better off without you. You know, the world would be
Yeah,
better
Jeff.
off without you. The world would be better off without you. Why don't you kill yourself?
like
Brooke,
Brooke, go jump off a fucking bridge.
Brooke
How
has
about
a
you
thing
fuck
she wants
yourself
to
in the
say.
asshole?
I would love to.
Brooke, have at it. What do you want to say, girl?
Not everybody is as strong a character as me myself personally, but it took me a long time to get here, and let me tell you, words are a son of a bitch, and they hurt and they stick. All right, so if she has constantly, or in a situation where you're constantly at someone, kill yourself, you're not worth it, the world would be better off without you, it's not okay. It is abuse, and words stick. So they say, oh, sticks and stones break my bones, but words can't hurt me. But no, words are forever, and you can't take that back, because once you put it out there, then it is there forever.
And I gotta say, if they brought this to court, they must have evidence that those words were said, because they wouldn't just take somebody else's word for it. You know,
Kelly?
yeah.
Yeah, Kelly has opinions.
Okay,
so
Kelly.
I don't think it's a simple yes or no. I think you have to look at, okay, so if we're drawing on the events of last year in this country, you have to look at who's speaking the words, right? So there's more than one test to this. So who's saying it, right?
Yeah.
What weight did their words carry? Okay. And then if we're talking about just like me and you having a disagreement, what's our history? What's the history of the relationship? Because I could tell Jeffrey to go fuck off and he'd hang up and be like, all right, bitch, we'll talk tomorrow. But
Oh, Kelly, you're breaking up, girl.
I am. That's sad.
If they're charging her, there must be a repeated pattern that they have documents.
Okay, well, there's an example that happened actually close in Syracuse. A man took another man out to Home Depot and bought a rope, and then the guy went and hung himself, and the guy was charged as an accomplice in the man's suicide in assisting him in buying the rope. Should he have been charged?
I mean, Jeffrey, when something happens to me, they're going to be looking at all of our past recordings as evidence when they charge you.
I'm sure.
I mean, but that's besides the point. You are fucked, my man. But anyway,
Please get some more views for the show.
I mean, I'm not going to cry on camera.
Oh, the fucking Jeffrey. Oh my god.
Jeffrey's like, how did the bitch know what I was planning?
The best thing just happened right now. So you guys are having this conversation. My daughter just handed me a can of beans and says, can you open this for me?
She's going into a side business. Going into a side business. So I think the general consensus is that, we should be more responsible for the words and the energy that we put out into the universe, specifically to people that or even people that you don't know that could be struggling with other stuff. If you're choosing to purposely victimize someone, then it's your fault. But ultimately, everyone was born with free will, unless you're in one of those wacky little countries that have weird laws and stuff like that,
Or in a cult.
But
or
it's not as simple.
Make kill themselves.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not a simple answer, but in general, we just all need to be a little bit kinder to everyone.
Do you hear that, Jeffrey?
And
go jump
try
off
and make
a fucking
the world
bridge.
a better place. The way that we make the world a better place, guys, is by gathering around the warmth of Vera's vent.
I've never heard that
Okay,
either.
here she goes.
Should I try to
3,
sell a
2.
little steam coming out of my ears?
I've never heard it before.
Little headbands with steam on either side. Here we go, Vera. 3, 2, 1, vent.
Well, as sometimes happens, you know, my vent loses a little steam because we touched the topic before we get here. But my rant today is about media responsibility because words do matter. And I think that part of what's going on in this country and in this world is the 24-hour news cycle. We have touched on it a couple of different times. There is a need to be there, a need to create ratings. There's, you know, always a reporter that's willing to step into the middle of the Denver fire and talk to the victims. How do you feel about your house burning down? Or go into the middle of a tornado and say, you lost your father. How do you feel? You know, but they're also there. There were reporters all the way down the plaza a year ago today who followed the insurrectionists, who got it on tape, you know? So again, where do we draw the line? The 24-hour news cycle has created these wedge issues. They repeat and repeat stories without challenging them. They repeat all of the innuendo and all of the inference that there was a rigged election, you know, but they don't challenge it. I'm sorry. It's been proven in court time and time again by both parties, Republican and Democrat, that there was not a rigged election. But yet it's been repeated so often in the media as they explain all the reasons that this happened. Yes, I firmly believe that Donald Trump's actions incited this riot, but I also believe that the media has responsibility. I think we need to bring back the fairness doctrine. I think we need to incite or encourage other countries to bring back the fairness doctrine. I will say, I had this argument today at work. Australia kicked Rupert Murdoch off their media, and many of their problems went away. They have some of the most progressive ideals in the world. They have, you guys have healthcare, you guys have universal wages. I think we need to get back to finding a way to present both sides without making it a crime to be on the other side. We need to be kinder. We need to be more real. You know, if you look at every wedge issue, you're going to find that the majority of people believe in it. The majority of people have no problem with gay marriage. The majority of people don't care about somebody else's reproductive health. Why is it a wedge issue? Because words matter and media-driven controversy is driving the wedges in our world and in our country. We need to hold media responsible, and we need to make them know that their words matter.
Very nice, Vera. Except I
Very
will
nice.
just take a moment to say that we have a I was going to say prime minister, prime minister that's a greedy, opportunistic cunt, but that's okay.
Oh, okay, but
Whatever.
but you got some pretty progressive gun reform. You got some pretty
Yeah,
progressive
look, we're not
healthcare.
shooting it. We're not shooting each other. Just don't try to get a COVID test here. But anyway, to lighten up the mood, let's do it. WTF Weekly.
What
the? Yay!
Anthony Sacco.
Honeysuckle.
What?
Anthony Sacco.
That's what I
Anthony
thought he
Sacco.
said. I'm like,
Like,
I
okay.
know.
Speaking of, look, we all wish sometimes, you know, you had an extra set of hands, or like, you know, an extra brain. I don't know many people that have wished that they had an extra vagina,
Me.
but
100%.
this week, this former Gold Coast sex worker has come forward to say that she is the proud owner of 2 vaginas.
That seems
she
like a lot
says-
of problems.
She goes, this is a statement. I
Oh,
guess
God.
not many people can say that they use one vagina for work and one for personal life. It was helpful with work to be able to have a whole other vagina. It was handy for endurance if you had a lot of bookings and I was getting uncomfortable in one, I could just use the other one.
Yeah.
She also
I have
said
a
that when I
question.
got into a relationship, it was better for me to separate the two. Use one vagina for work and one vagina for a personal life.
But how do you?
What?
Questions.
Yeah, how do you
It's like the
control
separation
which
of
hole they
church
hit in
and
the
state,
dark?
really, isn't it?
That's what I was going to say. How do you separate the church and state?
And what do you say to the person? Oopsie, nope, wrong one. That one's for
Yeah,
work.
back out.
So
Look, I just
that
think
one's for
it's
family only.
That
always
article,
Taco Tuesday at her home. I think.
that
Like,
The biggest question
we
I
have this
have.
famous taco out here where the little girls like, because they were like us, like soft or hard shell, and like ones that can stand up,
I'm
and
pretty sure it's
people are
over.
deciding. Is it international? I don't know.
It is international. Why
It's an
not?
old
It
El
is.
Paso one.
Then why not both? Yeah.
My question is,
Why not both?
if she's pregnant, how do you know which one it's coming out?
Oh, babe, I think it's coming out both. I think
could it
two
get
becomes
stuck? Could
one.
like one leg get stuck coming out of one and
It's
one
like
leg
Mario
gets stuck with
Brothers.
the other?
Like which pipes will it come out of?
It's like you know
Does
when
she
you
have
accidentally
two
put both of your
uterus?
feet
I
in
know.
both pant
Oh,
legs.
that's true.
Does she have two uterus?
Oh, I think in the article it said she had 2 uteruses. So could she have like
She could have
2 babies by 2 different dads?
She
I
does
think
have
that's
to
what
get-
happened to Casey.
She-
I swear to God, because that bitch, those twins don't look nothing alike.
She
I'm
does have
I'm
to
not
get
convinced
two
you don't have
separate-
6 baby daddies.
She just has to get 2 separate like sexual STI tests and pap smears and all that kind of thing. But she's only come forward.
Double the risk of
guys,
cancer. Yay.
Guys, she's only come forward to promote awareness for her OnlyFans.
What?
Well,
Does
I
she-
mean-
I was going to say, does she have an OnlyFans?
Yes, of course she
I
does.
need to
Why
see a
wouldn't
picture,
you?
and that sounds like a big yeasty mess.
I think it's 2
Hey,
virgins.
you're fucking
I
foul.
have one question.
That's what you get,
Is
bitch.
this like the sorority girl who won't put out because she's saving herself for marriage, but will let you fuck her in the
Yeah,
ass?
she goes, you gotta put it in the Jesus hole, not the marriage hole.
Yeah, is this that kind of bullshit? Is this that? This is for my
I'm just
mother.
worried that they smell like Vegemite.
I know that is one big. That's like a
Where
baker's
have
delight.
I
truck
wonder if
fire.
she I wonder if she's masturbated in public.
She
In
must.
10 hours,
We
I'm
should
gonna
ask
message
her.
all of you
She
on my
need to use
nightmares.
both hands.
Yeah.
Wait, what, Kelly? What'd you just say, Kelly?
I said in 10 hours, I'm going to message all of you about my nightmares.
Just
About
a
the
nightmare of a
two
woman in a
vaginas.
pair of Hulk gloves.
Could you imagine? Every man, she's got to have a hard time finding a stable relationship because I would imagine any man
Have you looked
is
at
like
her? There's nothing stable about that.
I'm
Have you
saying,
looked
but a
at
man's
that?
got to be traumatized. Most straight men have a hard enough time giving a woman 1 orgasm. I mean, you know what I mean? Now they got to give her 2.
Now he's got to find both
guys.
clips.
Let's be honest.
Oh,
Let's be honest.
wrong hole.
Lesbian buffet. Okay, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, welcome to 2022. We hope you've had a lovely one, and we'll see you again next week on Uncensored Radio. Keep both your vaginas clean. Goodbye.
Bye.
Could you imagine, baby? That would not be Shark Week. That would be Shark fucking Year.